Hey folks, welcome back to True Crime Stories, where we cover the most thrilling true crime stories. Before we get going, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for me. Thanks. And now let's get into today's story.
All right, ready to dive into a case that really makes you think, huh, the death of composer Fernando Ferdi Mariani.
Yeah.
These sources you gave me, they paint a picture of this town, Arborville.
Uh-huh.
Idyllic, thriving art scene, but it seems like there's more going on underneath, right?
Oh, yes.
And what gets me is how Ferdi's final piece, this Echoes of Arborville, seems to be right at the center of it all.
Yeah, it really is fascinating. Art becomes this mirror to the darkness and the secrets that a community's holding.
Okay.
In this case, it's like a puzzle, and the music is the key to unlocking the truth.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. Okay, we've got Clara Wells. She's our musicologist, right?
Right.
And she gets pulled into this whole investigation. And her understanding of music, it's crucial, like a detective's magnifying glass.
Yeah, definitely.
And then there's Ferdi, the victim.
Yeah.
Charismatic but troubled, right?
Yeah.
And his obsession with the pound's history, particularly the Arborville curse, seems like it made him some enemies along the way.
Yeah, and that curse, it's more than just a spooky story. It's really tied to the founding family of the town.
Mm-hmm.
All these scandals they tried to bury, and Ferdi was really digging into all that.
Wow.
And his music, it hints at what he found, almost like he was trying to bring something dangerous into the light, something somebody wanted to keep hidden.
Okay, so that's where these suspects come in, right?
Right.
Lucas Brandt,
Yeah,
rival composer, saw Ferdi as a threat.
definitely.
Then you've got Mona Fields,
Mm-hmm.
Ferdi's ex, still carrying some baggage from that bad breakup.
For sure.
Okay. And then there's Oliver Kane,
Yeah.
Ferdi's protege, feeling overlooked,
Yeah.
criticized.
Yeah.
And then there's Catherine Mariani,
Oh, yeah.
Ferdi's estranged sister, mysterious past, rocky relationship with her brother.
Each of them, they had a reason, you know? And we'll see, a chance to be involved.
Right, right.
The real question is, who actually went through with it?
Yeah, that's the big question. And this all goes down during the Arborville Music Festival.
Sorry.
This huge event. Artists, music lovers, all coming together, talk about a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
And it's at this festival, Ferdi debuts Echoes of Arborville.
Right.
And it makes some waves, right?
Oh, absolutely. The premiere itself was a whole event.
Yeah.
Ferdi, he was known for being dramatic, went all out for this one.
Oh, wow.
The music, it was intense, dissonances, wild rhythms. Some people were captivated, others outraged. He really pushed the limits.
He liked to stir the pot a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the sources describe him as flamboyant,
Yeah.
even erratic, leading up to this premiere. He kept going on about these spirit musicians, inspiring him. To me, that sounds a little, I don't know, unsettling.
Yeah, definitely unusual. Is it real inspiration or something darker?
Yeah.
Maybe an obsession.
Right.
Genius and madness, right?
Uh-huh.
Ferdi seemed to be walking that line.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, now here's where things get really interesting. So after the premiere, there's this after party
Yeah.
at this open-air gallery showcasing Ferdi's work. And there was this music garden installation.
Oh, yeah.
What struck me was the way the instruments were laid out, almost foreshadowing, like what was to come.
It really was. The music garden, it was this visual representation of his music.
Yeah.
Instruments everywhere.
Yeah.
Some hanging from trees, others placed, I don't know, randomly. Chaos and beauty, kind of like Ferdi's own struggles.
Yeah. And Clara was at this party, right?
Mm-hmm.
She noticed how distressed Ferdi seemed, saying things like, "My work is almost complete.
Yeah.
The echoes will be heard," almost like he knew something was coming.
Chilling when you think about what happened next.
Yeah.
The morning after that party, they find Ferdi
Oh, wow.
dead
Yeah.
in that very music garden.
The scene, I mean, just gruesome.
Yeah.
Sources describe it as this tableau.
Right.
Instruments broken, twisted, and Ferdi, lifeless, right in the middle of it all. His fingers, strangely, curled around the strings of a harp.
It's a scene that speaks to violence, but also artistry. Was it rage or was it staged, meant to send a message? And the sedatives they found in his system, that suggests it was planned.
Oh, wow.
Someone drugged him before they did it?
So we've got a murder disguised as art. Talk about twisted.
Yeah.
And Ferdi, he was a local celebrity, right? So news of his death, it just explodes in Arborville.
Oh, yeah. Speculation, rumors, everyone's got a theory. Everyone's a suspect.
Right.
And Clara, being Ferdy's friend, she's suddenly a person of interest.
Yeah.
Police are skeptical, but she's got this intuition. Something more is going on,
Right.
and that's where it all begins, right? Music, Ferdy's personality, she starts to piece things together,
Yeah.
finding the clues hidden in the chaos.
Okay, so that's where we are now. We've got a dead composer, a bizarre crime scene, and a whole town full of secrets. Where do we go from here?
Next time, we'll dig deeper into those secrets. We'll look at the echoes of Arborville, the suspects, and how Clara starts to unravel this whole thing.
So it's going to be good. It is. Buckle up.
Last time, we left off with Ferdy's death, that crime scene that looked more like, I don't know, a messed up art piece than an actual murder.
Yeah, it was definitely staged.
Yeah, and it's obvious to me someone was trying to say something, but what?
That's the question Claire's trying to figure out. She teams up with this friend of hers, Lana, a journalist. She's got all the gossip in Arborville, and she's good at connecting the dots.
Okay, so they're like a team, right?
Yeah.
Musicologists and journalists digging through all these secrets to find the truth.
Exactly. They dive deep into the echoes of Arborville. Remember Ferdy talking about being inspired by these spirit musicians? Claire starts thinking, what if these spirits were actually real people?
Oh.
People tied to this dark past that Ferdy was trying to expose with his music.
Okay, but how do you even decode a musical mystery like that?
Right. It's not like there's a secret code book for avant-garde music.
Right. But Clara, she understands how composers use these motifs. It's these recurring themes or melodies. They represent characters or ideas, emotions.
Right.
She starts analyzing the echoes of Arborville, looking for patterns, connections to the suspects, the town's history.
So she's treating the music like a confession almost.
Yeah, like a tapestry with clues and hidden meanings woven in.
Yeah.
And she starts noticing something interesting. Each suspect seems to have their own musical motif, a recurring theme that reflects, their personality, their connection to Ferdy.
Wait, you're saying Ferdy, he purposely put clues about his killer in his music?
It's pretty bold, right?
That's crazy and risky.
It is, but Ferdy was a showman. He liked pushing boundaries. Maybe he saw this piece, his last chance to expose the truth, no matter the cost.
Wow, okay. So talk me through these motifs. What did Clara find out about each suspect?
Okay, so let's start with Lucas, the rival composer, right?
Yeah.
His motif, it's full of these harsh sounds, aggressive rhythms. It reflects his jealousy, his ambition. And Clara discovers Lucas had been spreading rumors about Ferdy.
Oh, like what?
About his mental state, trying to make him look bad, even making threats, saying Ferdy's success wasn't deserved.
So motive right there.
Totally. Now, Mona, the ex, her motif is this haunting melody full of longing, bitterness. She felt betrayed by Ferdy.
Yeah.
Phone records show tons of calls, desperate messages in those last few days.
Oh, wow.
Claire even finds out they had a big fight at the after party. Mona's emotions, they were all over the place.
Jealousy, heartbreak, powerful motives.
Yeah.
What about Oliver, the protege? That relationship with Ferdy always felt kind of complicated.
Right. His motif is this mix of admiration and resentment. He looked up to Ferdy, but also felt overshadowed,
Right.
stifled.
Yeah.
Clara finds out Oliver was working on his own piece, but Ferdy was really harsh about it.
Yeah.
Left him feeling humiliated.
So Oliver was caught between wanting to please Ferdy and wanting to be his own artist.
Yeah, and that kind of conflict can lead to bad things.
Right. And then there's Catherine,
Uh-huh.
Ferdy's sister. The most mysterious one, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Her motif, it's fragmented, full of dissonance, these unresolved chords, reflecting that messed up relationship they had.
Yeah.
And her own past, it's pretty troubled, too.
Right. She was estranged from her family for years. She just came back to Arborville recently. So what would make her want to hurt Ferdy?
That's the question, isn't it? Sources suggest some shared trauma between them, a dark secret from their childhood. Maybe Ferdy was going to bring it all out in the open. And she shows up making these cryptic comments about settling scores. It's suspicious.
Definitely suspicious.
Yeah.
So we've got 4 suspects, each with their own motive and a motif reflecting their issues. But how does Clara connect these musical clues to what actually happened?
She knows Ferdy. He was a showman. He wouldn't just leave clues. He'd put on a show. A grand finale, a dramatic reveal,
Right, so the crime scene, those instruments, it wasn't just random. He staged it, like a statement.
Exactly. The music garden was his stage, instruments his actors, and his body the centerpiece.
Wow, so how does Clara figure out this macabre stage direction?
She looks at how the instruments are damaged, where they are compared to Ferdy's body.
Uh,
The broken violin is near Lucas's sheet music, like a connection to the murder weapon. The
mhm.
harp with Ferdy's fingers on the strings, it's right under a portrait of Catherine.
So it's like one of those escape rooms.
Yeah, where you solve puzzles to unlock the next clue, except here it's life or death.
Right, much higher stakes.
And the clues are right there in the music. The performance isn't over, it's just beginning. She has to bring Ferdy's composition to life, let the music tell the story, reveal the killer.
And what better place to do that than Ferdy's memorial concert?
You got it. She knows the suspects will be there, the whole town, to pay their respects, but also maybe to get a glimpse of the truth. It's her chance to confront the killer, expose their secrets through the music.
This is getting good.
Yeah.
It's like a classic whodunit, gathering all the suspects.
Right, yeah.
But the weapon isn't a gun, it's a symphony. Okay, so Claire is all set to use Ferdy's own music to show everyone the truth about his death.
Right.
This memorial concert, it's her stage,
Right.
and all those suspects, they're the audience.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear what happens when the music starts playing.
Oh, the atmosphere was intense. You could feel it.
Yeah.
Everyone was there. The whole town, the police, all watching Clara. It must have been so much pressure.
Yeah, I bet. I bet you could hear a pin drop when she started playing. What was it like?
She started with pieces from Ferdy's other works, showcasing his brilliance, his emotion. It was
Oh.
beautiful, a tribute.
Yeah.
But there was this tension building. You knew this was more than just a concert.
Right, like the calm before the storm.
Exactly. And then she starts playing The Echo of Arborville. Silence. You could feel everything shift, like something big was about to happen.
Okay, take me through it. What does Clara do? How does she use the music? The music to expose the killer?
She starts by introducing the suspects, not by name, but by their musical themes.
Oh, wow.
First, Lucas's theme. All those harsh sounds, those aggressive rhythms. You could see him in the audience.
Yeah.
Squirming, pale, he knew.
Yeah, he knew she was onto him. What happened next?
Then she goes into Mona's theme,
Yeah.
that haunting melody full of longing and regret. And Mona, she just breaks down. Tears, couldn't hide her grief, her guilt.
Wow, it's like the music was unlocking their emotions, making them face what they did.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Oliver and Catherine? How do they react?
Oliver. Frozen, eyes wide with fear. While Clara plays his theme, that mix of admiration and resentment, he was wrestling with his own demons, you could tell, his part in all of this.
Right. And Catherine, she's been the biggest mystery in this whole thing.
Her reaction, the most
Huh.
unsettling. She sat there, stiff, face like a mask, no emotion, as her fragmented melody filled the hall, and her eyes, cold, detached. It was chilling.
Okay, so she's laid out this musical map, right? Exposed their inner turmoil. But how does she actually lead everyone, the audience, the police, to the truth?
She starts weaving those themes together, showing how they connect, how they clash. It created this tapestry of relationships and emotions. And as the music gets more intense, she highlights certain moments,
Oh, okay.
little changes in tempo and dynamics to point to those clues she found at the crime scene.
So it's like she's conducting an investigation, but through music.
Exactly. Guiding everyone through the evidence, the motives, everything that led up to the murder.
Yeah.
And then the climax, the moment of truth. She plays this hidden melody she'd discovered, the one that exposed the dark secret of the Arborville curse.
Oh, wow.
A secret that involved more than one person, including Ferdy himself.
So it wasn't just about finding the killer. It was about revealing this whole web of lies going back years.
Yes. And as the last notes faded, everyone gasped. You could hear murmurs through the crowd. And then Catherine, she just bolts from her seat.
Oh, wow. Trying to escape.
Trying to escape the truth.
What about the others? What did they do?
Mona, she collapses, sobbing, overwhelmed with guilt. Lucas, he just sat there, stunned. Everything he'd built up, it all fell apart right there.
Uh-huh.
And Oliver, he finally confessed. He'd seen what happened between Catherine and Ferdy.
It all came pouring out. Not through words, but through the music. Like Ferdy himself was speaking, making sure justice was served.
Yeah, it was incredible. Proof that art, it can reveal what's hidden, make us question everything, and it can really move us in profound ways.
What about the police? Did they buy this musical concession?
Detective Granger, he was skeptical at first, but he was watching those suspects.
Yeah.
Their guilt was written all over their faces. That and their breakdowns, it all confirmed what Clara had found. Catherine was arrested, and the truth came out.
So case closed.
Well, the investigation revealed it wasn't like a planned murder. It was an accident driven by years of resentment, jealousy, and that family secret.
Right.
The fight between Catherine and Ferdy got out of hand, and he fell.
It was everything coming together, right?
Yeah.
Their actions, their past.
Exactly. While Catherine was held responsible, the case really shows how complex guilt and responsibility can be.
Mm.
Everyone played a part, even Ferdy. It's a reminder that even the smallest things we do can have huge consequences.
Yeah, that's something to think about for sure. It goes beyond just this case,
It does.
It makes you think about the secrets we all carry, our choices, and how they affect everyone around us.
And what's especially moving is how Arborville dealt with the aftermath. They had to face the dark side of their perfect little town,
Right.
all the hidden anger, the betrayals.
So Ferdy's death, it was a wake-up call for the whole community.
Exactly. They had to confront their past, admit their part in creating this toxic environment, and they started to heal, not by forgetting, but by remembering, learning from what happened and trying to build a better future.
Yeah, that's powerful. What about Clara? What happened to her?
She changed. She wasn't just a musicologist anymore. She was a healer, I guess you could say. Someone who uses their gifts to find truth, to bring justice and understanding.
She helped them face their demons.
Yes.
And through it all, she found her own peace.
Yeah, she honored Ferdy by revealing the truth behind his last work. A truth that, in the end, set everyone free.
This deep dive, it's been incredible. Art, betrayal, redemption. It's a good reminder that even in dark times, there's still hope. We can make something beautiful out of the chaos, find the good in the bad.
Well said. That's the power of stories, right?
Yeah.
They challenge us, inspire us, and stay with us long after they're over.